Hello everybody. Welcome to another Stampin' Evening here. Tonight we're going to be focusing on our celebration items again. And we are going to be working with heart-shaped bundle. That is one of the free items that you can earn in the celebration catalog when you spend $120 in product purchase. And then we're also going to play around again with one of my favorites, the Seagulls. And I think you're really going to love these cards. I'm just going to make sure that we're broadcasting to all the networks real quick while you all hop on. That's all right. And please let me know when you are here. Okay, let me do some checking here. Hi, Linda. Welcome. I know you're down where it's warm right now. Michigan is kind of cold. The wind and stuff today wasn't too bad, and we didn't get as much snow as we thought we would, so I guess that's a plus. Of course, you guys have had some snow too. I was wondering, my mother-in-law, she's down in Florida as well, and I keep thinking to myself, is it really worth the travel this year? You guys are getting some pretty frigid weather as well. Hello, husband. Hope your day is going well. Just waiting for a few more people to hop on here, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Don't forget, you can also watch me on your YouTube channel, Stampin' Created by You, and you can find those links on my Facebook page and group. And if you're watching this from the group, make sure you join the page. And vice versa. Make sure if you're watching this on my Facebook page, you join our group. We do have different content that is posted. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to get started here. Let me show you yesterday's cards because I think they're pretty cute. Hopefully that's not too bright for you. I'll move it in a little bit so you can see it better. This was made with the mushroom paper that's in the Celebration catalog, as well as the toadstool paper, toadstool bundle. It's a punch and stamp bundle. We made this cute little seagull card yesterday, and that's using the Celebration Seagull set. As well as on one of our cards here, we did use the rhinestones. Today we're going to use the rhinestones, the ribbon, the Fresh Freesia ribbon. We are going to use the heart-shaped bundle. And there's another one that I didn't bring over. I'm going to have to grab it quick once we get started. So let me show you the cards that we're going to make today. I think this one's pretty cute. This is made with the heart. Very simple. Notice we use the ribbon, and we also use the sequins that are a part of Celebration. And this is the other card that we are going to be making using the Seagull set. And the other set, I think it might be called A Perfect Day, but let me just double check real quick. I will be right back. Just got to grab this set. And I was wrong. It's called Documenting the Day. And this is a Celebration set also. And it's a good one. It has all these wonderful words in it. And these would be great if you do a lot of scrapbooking. I can see them combined with both card making and scrapbooking and add some cute little titles because the fonts are pretty big. So we're going to be using these sets when designing today. Now, again, let me know that you're here if you've joined. This is not our normal day, so I imagine probably quite a few of you will be joining the replay, which I'm good. Just remember to give me some love and don't forget to share. We are going to start out with this card here. And let me go ahead. I'm going to move you down so you can see my hands. There we go. That's a little better. And here is the card again. I think it's very dainty, very pretty. It would actually make a good invitation card or even a sympathy card too. I love the Blackberry Bliss and the Garden Green combination. And that's what we're going to be using here today. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And you're going to want to cut that 5.5 by 8.5 and then score at 4.25. I'm going to see if I can brighten this up just a little bit here. Give me just a second. See if this helps just a tad bit. Not too much. All right, and we're going to fold that in half, and then we're going to run the bone folder on the crease here to make sure it's nice and get that good clean edge. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out this piece of white, which is 5.25 by 4, and we're going to begin our stamping. Now, a couple of things. I did run this next piece of paper here, basic white, through the Starburst embossing folder. And I believe that one's in Sale-A-Bration too. Let me just double check. There's so many good products that came out this time in Sale-A-Bration. If you haven't got your hands on them yet, it's something you're not going to want to miss out on. Let's see here. Yes, it is on page 7. It's called Starstruck Embossing Folder. And I did already run this piece of paper through the cut and emboss machine. Okay? So you're not going to see me do that, but that is, I think it's pretty amazing. I can just see this used during the 4th of July because it has that cute little star in the center. It reminds me of fireworks a little bit. So we're going to use that. Then we have our heart that is die cut in basic white using the bundle that is in your Sale-A-Bration catalog. You are going to find this on page 12 right here in the corner. And you can also see, look at all those beautiful cards they've made with this. I've really enjoyed this one because it's not just for Valentine's Day. To me, it's very dainty, very elegant. It kind of reminds me of a heart wreath. So you could do it in different greens. Use some twine on it, and it would be very, very pretty just to add a couple flowers to it. Okay, and then in our other card, we're going to be using the stamp sets that's on page 3, documenting the day. And then our Seagulls, which is on page 6 here. There's our Seagulls. The Starstruck Embossing folder on page 7. And one of my favorites. You know, when you're looking at these things and you're thinking, well, geez, I'm spending $60 and I'm going to get a bolt of ribbon. Well, I'm going to tell you, this ribbon just isn't any old ribbon. It makes beautiful bows. It is so easy to tie. And the fresh freesia is just so beautiful for spring. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of thinking spring already. I'm kind of sick of this snow, ready for the warm-up. As you heard yesterday, I just got back from Mexico, so I kind of got my taste of vitamin D. And I'm ready. I don't know about you, but let me know your thoughts on this weather. Then I'm also using this really pretty paper, Designer Series paper. This is also a Sale-A-Bration item. Let me point this out to you because this is one, I think it's a sleeper, because this picture on page 11, the Bloom Impressions, does not even do this paper justice. On each side, there's kind of like a swirled light to dark pattern. And then on the flip side, you get these beautiful floral patterns. And they are absolutely stunning. I've made quite a few cards with this paper already. This, to me, is a must-have as well. And once again, it goes great with the fresh freesia paper. It goes great with the sequins. So, it may be a little hard to decide which item you want to get with your Sale-A-Bration benefits. Maybe you need more than one. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do some stamping here. So on our basic white piece, I'm going to grab my stamp set. the heart-shaped one. And let me show you what these dies look like. You get the heart, this banner, which I love, and we have that used for our sentiment. You get this little leafy piece, which I didn't use on this particular card, but I have used it on many others. The same with this flower. Love the flowers. And then this piece here cuts out these 3 flowers over here, and then you get some little tiny leaves too. So you could modify and add to this card. You could add a couple of flowers along the heart if you wanted to, or even a couple of leaves coming off of it. All right, so we are going to need these flowers. So let me get a block here. And we're going to need this little tiny leaf. And we have a block for that to start out with. And then you're going to want to grab Blackberry Bliss ink and Garden Green ink. Okay? Blackberry Bliss and Garden Green. And we're gonna kind of look at this a little bit to figure out where we want to stamp. Because as you can see on here, I kind of have the pieces coming off of the main component that's popped up. So we're gonna first start out with the Blackberry Bliss, and we're gonna do all of our flowers first. I found it easier to do that rather than trying to figure out later on where I want my leaves to go. It's easier to figure that out. Okay, so I kind of have an idea. I have about 3/4 of an inch on each side that I'm dealing with here, okay? As well as on the top and the bottom, roughly 3/4 of an inch too. All right, so let's get stamping here. We're just gonna tap, tap, tap there. Hi, Regina, welcome. Hi, Cynthia, welcome. Making some cute celebration cards tonight. I can't wait to see Cynthia, you tomorrow during our card club. If you're not part of card club is one of the most inexpensive things that I do in-house. I use it in my business to give stampers an idea of what we do in card club, as well as give them a taste and a feel for everybody that's in card club. And I find it works very well because people like to get to know other people in the card club. And typically, they find that they might know somebody, and it helps build the comfort zone, so to speak. So if you'd like to participate in this again is my cheapest thing. You come, you make 6 cards. There's only 2 different designs, so you make 3 of each. And it is free with a $15 purchase. So if you'd like to come and try it out, I do let my customers come for free the first time because I want you to love doing this and I want you to come back and see us again. So if you're interested, just let me know. It is always the last Wednesday of the month, so everybody knows when it is and can kind of plan accordingly. All right, now I'm just taking the Garden Green and I'm adding little leaves here. Just kind of filling in. You can kind of see where you think leaves should go, like in the corner of the flowers like this. Now, if you live a distance from me, don't worry about that because I do have a monthly card club that you can subscribe to. It is $45 and you make 8 cards. They're shipped to your house. They do include product. So you get some goodies in your box. You get a PDF tutorial, as well as in the case where the project may be a little bit more difficult or one that I think that you may have questions on, I do a video for you just explaining how each card is made. So if you're interested in that, the new posts will be going out for customers to sign up for that. It is a reoccurring event, and you can pay via PayPal credit card. Makes it real simple and easy for my customers. And then around the 25th, of the month, your package ships out to you, and you get this fabulous package in the mail, usually with a little bit of a gift inside. I like to include a little pillow gift for you to make it a fun experience. I'm just adding some leaves here with this garden green. Now I don't have to add leaves on the inside here because nobody's going to see them because our piece of paper is going to cover that. Okay? I just want to get those on there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to wipe off these stamps real quick because I don't want them to get on my project, which I am known for. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but... So today for me was an interesting experience. For those of you that know me, know that I have been having extreme knee pain and difficulty walking since April. And it got a little bit better, but I still can't like work out or exercise the way I'd like to, which is a hindrance, of course. And we went on this beautiful trip and it hurts even more now. So went to the doctor today and the doctor tells me we need to do a scope on this. So I don't know what that means yet. I don't know if it's just a tendon. I know I have a bone spur in there in the, it looks to be kind of sharp. One doctor told me that the fluid between my knee joints looks good, so I don't think I need a full knee replacement, which is a fabulous thing. Ooh, and I need another flower over here. I'm going to open this back up, and we're going to add a little bit of a flower. So, wish me luck on this. I'm about sick and tired of this. It's such a pain in the neck. There we go. That should do it. Oh, yes. That worked out great. And you know what? I'm going to put one over here, too. Let's get that added right in here. Like this. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, you could take the markers, the Stampin' Right markers, and color in the center of these flowers, too. Now, the reason I bring up the Stampin' Right markers is because with Sale-A-Bration, they always give crafters the option of signing up to become either a hobby demonstrator or a business demonstrator. And that's your choice. I have many members of my team that just like doing this for fun, and they just take advantage of the discount. You get either a 20 or 25% discount, and during Sale-A-Bration, they give you extra goodies. So if you wanted to color the center of these flowers in and you did not have the Stampin' Right markers, this would be an option for you because during Sale-A-Bration, not only do you get $125 worth of product of your choice for $99, but you also get 2 packs of the Stampin' Right markers of your choice in this really cute stamp set called Handmade Designs. Or if you already have the markers, option 2 is you get an additional $30 to spend on Stampin' Up! Product. So great, great opportunity. I can't tell you how much fun I have being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Those of you that know me know that Stampin' Up! Has got me through some really rough times in my life, as well as provided me with a lot of fun. Whether it's going on incentive trips, you know, which only about 1% of the people earn, but it is very doable. Being with other team members, both in my upline, the Rubber Queens, as well as in my own team, created in the Mitten Stampers. Going to events like on stage and backstage, it's just a lot of fun. Even just getting along to do swaps with other demonstrators is a blast. We like doing shoebox swaps here where everybody comes and brings cards they can pass out and share with each other. So back to our card here. Now this piece of white that I cut to go on my base layer here I'm going to give you the measurements for this. This is going to be 2.5 by 3 3/4. And you're just going to run it through that star embossing folder that's in the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Now, if you don't have that embossing folder, you can use a different embossing folder. It's okay. We are now going to put dimensionals on this piece and stick it down to our base layer. And as I told you yesterday, I really like these black dimensionals just for the simple fact that you get both sizes in one package, and they kind of conceal themselves a little bit, which I also enjoy. Let me just pick off the backings on here. And you can use your take your pick tool too to pick these off. I'm just being lazy tonight. I finally have a few nails and want to make sure I'm able to use them. That's the fun part about going on vacation, because you get to get some of that fun treatment things like pedicures and manicures and all that good stuff done. Okay, now we're going to take this purple layer of our paper, this Sale-A-Bration paper, and we're going to use the plain colored side. And I'm just going to add my Tombow liquid glue to the back side here. I had it working earlier. Let me poke it again. So what are you all doing to keep warm if you're from the cold area by me here? Some days I tell you, my kids got me this blanket for Christmas that heats up. It's like a mini lap blanket though. Because normally when you get a heating blanket, you know, it's huge and then, you know, you get too hot and stuff. But this blanket is pretty amazing because it's just a lap blanket. So I like curling up with that and watching a little bit of TV, which is always fun. Oh, come on, thing. Let's roll here tonight. Don't give me trouble. As I mentioned, I went away to Mexico and left my glue undone. It was upside down the way it's supposed to be, but not a good thing. It has a tendency to dry out a little bit. All right, so we're going to put this right on here. We're just going to kind of center it up a little bit. That looks pretty decent, I think. Okay. Now we're going to take the die cut heart, which I use the dies in the bundle to do this, and we're just going to stick it on here, kind of probably about a ½ inch from the top or so. And what I did to this, you could use our adhesive sheets. I just daubed little tiny dots. Our fine tip glue would work great for this too. It's kind of your choice. Dabbing a little glue here. There we go. And we're going to put this on the top like this. And it's already starting to look pretty. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to glue our base, our second layer to our card base. So let's go ahead and do that. Come on, glue. Don't do this to me. So has anybody purchased any Sale-A-Bration items yet? Or I should say, made a purchase to get free Sale-A-Bration items? There we go. Now, the benefit of these cards, so if you're watching, I'm going to post a host code, and if you place an order of $35 or more, I'm going to send you the supplies to make these cards. Now, I can't send stamped images, but I will send you the card stock as well as the designer series paper that's necessary to make these. Now, I can't combine this with other purchases, so this would have to be a separate purchase, like if you're part of my club and stuff. Okay. All right, I've had it with that. Let me get my Tombow out. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I think this is a test tonight, folks. Everybody knows how I get with my liquid glue. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship, I think. There we go. Just going to put this down. Make sure that we're centered here. That looks pretty good. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp our little banner here. And I think that might still be in my envelope, and it is. I already pre-cut. This is from the bundle as well. And let me grab the stamp set out that goes with this. This one, I might switch it up. I might do just because I care. Just to make it a little different. Let's do that. Let me grab my other block here. It fell to the back of my desk. There we go. Now, if you don't have a set of these acrylic blocks, I absolutely love all the different sizes. It really helps when you're stamping because then you don't get that edge of ink around, unless, of course, you push too hard in your stamp pad. So it's just a tap, tap, tap. Let me go ahead and tap, 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 tap. Okay, looks pretty good. And I'm just going to eyeball this. Hopefully my head's not in here too much, and hopefully you can see. Hopefully I get it center. And hopefully it's not crooked. Oh my goodness, look at that. I am on a roll tonight. And then we're just going to pop this up with mini dimensionals. So I'm going to grab those. Get those blocks out of the way there. Now this would be a great card to send, because in the inside you could put, you know, sympathy phrase to give to somebody. I know I have one to send out. There we go. And we're just going to kind of lay this across the center here. And make sure it's equal on both sides. There it is. And then we need to grab our ribbon, our fresh freesia ribbon, and I'm going to get my bow scissors here. And we are just going to make a real pretty bow. Like this. Ooh, that's a good one too. And we're just going to snip it. Pull the one side just a wee bit. There we go. And I'm going to use our mini glue dots to adhere that. Come on. There it is. I guess I need to rip off my excess here. I'm being a little lazy. This is going to go right down here on the tip of our, and I can trim this up a little bit, angle, there we go. Isn't it just a beautiful ribbon? Oh, I just love it. There we go. Got a little twist to it there. Okay, now we need to add our sequins. And I love these sequins. They are gorgeous. And a big one and a small one. I got a piece of dog hair on there for my little pet gunner boy. And I'm going to add one right here. And that is how easy this card is to make. Now, of course, I would encourage you to put an inside to this card, which would be another 5 1/4 by 4 piece. Okay, and we can lay that in there. And then, let me see what else we have in here for sentiments. I'm going to put my thoughts of you are all heart-shaped in there. So let's do that. Let me grab a block here. I clean this one, so I'm going to put him back. And I clean this one, so I'm going to put that one back. That one I need to clean yet. All right. There we go. And we are going to stamp this. I'll move this off to the side a minute. We're going to stamp it in Blackberry Bliss. Right here in the middle. Okay. And you know, I really think I would like to add some additional flowers. So let me clean this, then we'll grab the flower one out again. And we're probably going to want the leaf one again too. Bring him out too, because I'm pretty sure I want him. And I'm just going to put a few flowers down in the corner down there. And then we're going to add a leaf in garden green. Maybe a couple of them. We'll put one there. And we'll put one here. And we'll put one here. And we'll do one more over here at the end. And that's that. Let me clean this and put it away. Now, I would also recommend that you take a piece of the Designer Series paper and put on your envelope before sending it because it makes it really pretty. Putting my goodies back here before I make a mess on something. Again, with a $35 purchase, I send you the supplies to make these 4 beautiful cards, the 2 from last night and the 2 from tonight. All you have to do is use the hostess code. Now I'm going to take my card and I'm going to put this in the inside using some liquid glue. I'm surprised I don't have ink on my card. Usually with Blackberry Bliss or Cherry Cobbler, they are like my nightmare colors. I normally have, make sure I'm doing this the right way, I normally have ink on my project by the time I'm done. Don't ask me why, because I don't really know, but it just works out that way. All right. And there is the inside of our card. And this is the gorgeous outside of our card. Got to fix my bow a little bit there, but you get the gist. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, on to card number 2. This is card number 2. We're using Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, the Smoky Slate blends, and the Peach Pie blends. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to get started. We're going to start out with stamping the day. Where did I do it? Here we go. And this is a pretty large stamp. I don't know if you can see it there, but this is the day that we're going to use. So we do need a bigger block for that. I'm going to put that right on there like so. Okay. And as you can see, the sentiments in here are pretty large. So they would work out great for scrapbooking. I'm also, while I'm in here, I'm going to pull out the sun and the word perfect because we're going to need both of those. I'm going to set that aside after I get that on there. There we go. All right, now we need to use Coastal Cabana. So let me grab my Coastal Cabana. We'll put those 2 away. And we're going to need these three: Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, and Memento. We're starting out with the Coastal Cabana. Get those out of the way. And we're just going to ink this up really good. Now we're going to cut these out because we want to be able to pop them up a bit. Okay? So ink that up. Then we're going to come over here. And I'm just using a scrap piece of paper for this because, like I said, we are going to cut this out. Now, if you wanted to have some real fun with this, you could use those Stampin' Write markers and you could make this like an ombre effect, which would be really cool. Kind of make it look like water a little bit. All right, so let's cut that out. Each of the letters. I'm going to leave a white edge around them, just a very slight one. You don't have to. You can cut right up to the line of the letter if you wish. Whenever you're using scissors to cut out items like this, you always want to turn your paper. Rather than your scissors, it just makes it easier. And I'm just going across the top here because I want all these to kind of have the same border. And then I'm going to go down on the letter D here. So does anybody have any fun trips planned anywhere? Someplace warm? I know I have my incentive trip with Stampin' Up! Coming up in May, which I'm really excited about because we're going to Disney this year, to the Grand Floridian. And then we have On Stage, which is a fun event. I mean, you will never believe the number of demonstrators that go to this. It's just amazing. You walk out of there and you're so energized, you're so ready to craft and make beautiful things and share them with other people. It's fun to be with your other demonstrator friends. We just have a ball. And that's coming up in March. And then if you're looking for a retreat, it's a twofold retreat this year. I have a technology retreat for my demonstrator friends. And that is the week of March 8th, the weekend of March 8th there. And then anybody who just wants to come and craft and not do the technology part, they can bring all their scrapbooking stuff. And it's like a normal retreat. And I do this every year. This year we're just expanding it a little bit to teach some technology to my fellow demonstrators. All accommodations and everything are included. The cost, whether you want to craft or whether or not you want to do the tech aspect, it's $250. It does include a $50 goodie bag, as well as we do pillow gifts and prizes and raffles and games. Includes all your food for the weekend. And like I said, your hotel accommodations. And it's at the Springs in Gladwin, Michigan. And we have a ball. It's a fun one, that's for sure. I do one in the spring and then one in the fall. Hey, Mary Jean. Welcome aboard. Okay, so now I have my day done. Now I need to stamp my little birdies here, and I have another piece of scrap paper. So I'm going to set my day aside, and I'm going to pull out the birds that I would like to stamp from the Friendly Seagulls Sale-A-Bration set. And the ones that I want, let's see, I want this one here. Let me find a block that will work for him. That looks pretty good. And I also want this one here. Now you could make this real fun too, because you could also use the one with the French fries. And I am just going to use my Memento ink. Whoops, sorry there. Putting all stuff all over the table now. Anybody else having dryness this time of year? Oh my gosh, we have our humidifier running and it's still extremely dry in our home. Okay, so there's one of my little birdies. Let me clean him and then we'll do our other little birdie. Woo, get on there. Okay. Whoops, I put him too low. We'll put him up higher this time. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put my cap on my memento and clean my stamp real quick with my chamois. Okay. Then we're going to sit this off to the side, and we're going to do some coloring now. I'm using the same color blends that I used last night. I am using the dark peach. I'm not going to use the crumb cake today because we're not doing any sand, and the light smoky slate. So the dark peach pie we're going to use for his little beak here. I think it's a nice seagull color. Kind of gives you that pop, right? Go. We'll do this one's feet. I was surprised. I was driving home from my doctor's appointment today, and I looked in this field, and there was a bunch of ducks still out. And I'm like, God, it seems like they should be flying south or something. They have to be freezing cold. So I don't know what their deal is, but... Now we're just going to color in the wing with the smoky slate blend. And this is just a scrap piece of basic white. So while I'm coloring here, tell me, I want to know what your favorite celebration item is. If you had to pick one thing out of the Sale-A-Bration catalog, what is your favorite? I know for me it's a hard one, but... Okay, we got our little seagulls done up here. And I'm just going to make this smaller so it's easier for me to cut. And we're just going to fussy cut these. Now, if you're not a fussy cutter, there are not any dies for this. So the only other way you could really cut it with a machine would be as if you had a Brothers Scan and Cut, and that would cut it for you. Or, you know, you don't have to die cut these. You could just stamp them, put your words day on there, and then just stamp them right on the white piece. You know, so you could do it that way too, if you're not a fussy cutter. To me, it's kind of relaxing. I work on a computer all day long, so, you know, anything that I can do in my craft room at night, I'm very happy to be able to do. It relieves my stress, and I think I was born to craft. And see, remember how you just turn the paper. Don't turn your scissors, turn your paper. Funny story, when we were in Mexico, you know, I had to take several years of Spanish when I was in high school, and I took some when I was in college. And if you don't speak the language, you know, you can kind of lose it a little bit, you know. But it's weird how a lot of that comes back to you. You know, where you can understand the basics. I think my husband was kind of surprised. The funniest thing is, for some reason, it always seems like I can speak better Spanish after I've had a drink with tequila in it. Anybody else experience that? You all are a quiet group tonight. Even if you're watching the replay, join in and carry on in the conversation. I go back and I read the comments and I try to respond to you, and feel free to share it with your friends. As I mentioned before, you can catch it on the page, the group, or even on YouTube. If you're not a member of my YouTube, you might want to join that. There's some other videos that I never posted to Facebook out there. Kind of gives you a variety of things to see. Guess it just depends on what's your platform of choice nowadays, right? Sorry you're having to watch me fussy cut these, but it doesn't really take that long. There we go. All right, let me throw these little scrappies away because we will not need them any longer, that's for sure. Get them off my table. Okay, put my scissors back. All right, now we have our two seagulls. We have our word day. Now we need our base, which is Coastal Cabana. It's 5.5 by 8.5. You can use your bone folder here to make sure that your edge is nicely creased. Okay. And now we're going to stamp our sun on here in the word a perfect. So I'm going to do the sun, and that's in Daffodil Delight. Up here in the corner, there we go. And before I do the word perfect, I want to lay out my letters, okay? And I probably want them about here. D, A, and it's a tight fit, so you're not going to have much room left over. So that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take my Memento ink and the word a perfect. Put that, hopefully it's straight, right here. That looks good. And now we're going to pop up the word day using our dimensionals. I'm going to use big dimensionals on this. And I'm not going to peel the backs off until I have everything in place, okay? We want to make sure that we don't have to move these around. Oops. All right, so if we put our D right there, and then our A right there, and then our Y right there, I think we should be pretty good. All right, so I'm going to do the D first. We're just going to bring him in and hope we get him in the right spot here. I want to make sure he's lined up good. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in the Y, because the A then I can line up between the two of them. And make sure that I have equal room here. That looks pretty good. And last but not least, the A. And there we have it. All right, now we want to bring in our little birdies. And let's see, that one there, and this one here. That looks good. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of these little birdies. I'm going to use a combination of small and large because I want to make sure I can get his little head popped up here and his little feet. Okay, whoops, I pulled that one apart. There we go. And we're going to put him to make it look like he's standing on the letter Y. And down here, we're going to put dimensionals on the other seagull. And again, we're going to use a combination of the small dimensionals and the large. And that's where that pack of black ones comes in handy because you get both. You get two sheets of each in the package, which is really nice. And we're going to put him down here like so. And then I'm going to just glue this onto my base. I'm not too crooked there. My Y might be a little crooked, but oh well. It's all in good fun, right? Just going to glue this down. Excuse me. As I'm at the doctor's office today, I'm thinking, oh God, sanitize my hands and don't go around anybody in the office and don't breathe in. The poor nurse that was looking at me, she was so sick, and I'm thinking, oh God, that poor girl. Then I'm thinking to myself, oh, I feel so bad for her, but man, I sure don't want that crud. And there we go. And I think we need to add a little bit of bling to this. And what a better thing to use than these really pretty. Oh, I love it. Love it. So this is our finished card. I hope you love it. So if you place a $35 order, you get to make one of each of these cards. I will send you the supplies to make them. I don't know if I can get them all in here. Let's try. We'll put this one up top. So you get to make one of each of these cards. It'll be sent to your house. Now, granted, I cannot send you stamped images. So for these Seagull sets, you're going to have the stamp set. The same with the documenting the day if you want to do the day in a perfect. I cannot send you that. Same with the mushrooms. You know, you can substitute with anything that you have. What I send you is the cardstock and the designer series paper and the ribbon and other embellishments that you use on your card. And I will post the host code so you know how to place your order online with the host code. I'll give you a link that you can just click on. Once your order is submitted, if it's $35 or more, I send these to you in the mail. And then you can go back and recreate these beautiful cards. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this tonight. I know I have, spending some time with you. And you never know, maybe I'll pop on again this week. Tomorrow and Thursday night, I can tell you I will not be with you because I have card club, and then I have an all-occasion card class, which is a lot of fun. We make 8 cards with the all-occasion class, and we make 6 cards with the card club, as I mentioned before. So if you want more information on those, just let me know. Those are pretty much for my local customers. And then I have the card club that you can sign up for. The new version of that should be coming to you in your mailbox. You'll be able to see the sampling of the cute cards that we're making, and it gets shipped right to your doorstep. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a blessed evening, and please stay warm out there all. All right, have a good one. Take care.